Moving on to the deliver process area of SAP Enterprise Product Development. And here we will talk about the requirements from Eva, remember, our Chief Digital Officer. And CDOs, we talk in R&D, they more and more realize that there can be value captured in digitization in R&D related business processes. So the capabilities we develop in SAP Enterprise Product Development are there to bridge functional silos across development, manufacturing, and asset management. And the capabilities we have developed in this area help us to leverage product data to support digital thread initiatives across the digital supply chain and support digital thread initiatives. One of the first capabilities I want to talk about when talking about bridging functional silos is about the new Intelligent Handover we have launched in May this year. The Intelligent Handover in EPD will also leverage the enterprise product structure as a foundation to synchronize product structures across manufacturing and asset management. The capability will ensure that production systems in manufacturing can always stay consistent and work with the accurate data they need in order to basically manufacture the products we are designing in the development systems. And through a decouplement of basically the engineering world and the manufacturing world, right, we can make sure that manufacturing teams and also product development teams can work independent from each other, but we really make sure that we focus on integration and give them a tool to basically also shorten the change lead time through an integration with the change record on the S/4HANA side. And we are continuing to expand this capability where we will embed more and more intelligence. So whenever you create an M-bomb out of an E-bomb, right, the system will start to learn learn basically this about these transformations, and we will keep adding machine learning functionality to automating these handover steps. And what we will also do is we will make the handover process more visual, right? So with the upcoming releases we have for the Intelligent Handover, we will add the 3D visual context for this handover process. So whenever you create an M-bomb out of an E-bomb, or when you create functional locations and equipment structures, you can use the visualization technology, which is embedded in the product, to kind of create these structures and keep the structures in sync. And that is, I think, one of the major value drivers we have with this new Intelligent Handover capability. Talking about 3D visuals, we are designing SAP Enterprise Product Development to enable also a visual digital thread. This includes scenarios like visual product analytics, visual navigation in manufacturing plants, visual spare parts and services, visual work instructions, right? And to tell you more about these innovations and the recent innovations we have delivered with our last release, I would like to invite Nick to join me for a live demo on the visualization within SAP Enterprise Product Development. Over to you, Nick.
Thanks, Ismail, for the introduction. Welcome, everyone. So I'll be showing you two visualization demos today. The first one is visual analytic, and I will use this Evolve design. You notice that I can access to various viewer template. The one I use for this demo is the analytic viewer, which connects to S/4HANA system. Once the visualization is loaded in the viewport, you noticed a toolbar on the top, which allows user to perform some basic functions, such as zoom in, zoom out, and rotate. This new measurement tool that we introduced recently allow user to perform the distance, angle, and area measurement, and user can also check the cross-section view. Okay, and there is an option for user to switch to a different camera position if needed. As I mentioned, this viewer template was designed to connect to S4 system, but our viewer template is really highly configurable. So you notice that there are data connection to metadata, to product lifecycle costing, and EPD requirement management. In the case of S4HANA Material Master, we have created a CDS view in S4HANA, which allows us to pull the backend data to query. Imagine if you are a product manager from OEM manufacturer, you are interested to know the country of origin for various components. Then you simply click this donut chart, which will indicate immediately the parts coming from China, from Germany, okay? And you can individually select the query on the list if you want to know more about this the part. For instance, this highlight the pressure spring on the viewport, and with that you can also check the property of this component. Basically, this fetch all the real-time data from S4HANA. This material ID here is the unique global unique identifier, which is really combining the visual object with the backend business data. And this is this visual tagging is done in association, which is a tool in visualization. With association, user can also view the structure tree for this particular component. There are other things that user can do in context menu. For example, user can isolate the component, meaning that hiding all the other nodes, just showing the node that user is interested. More importantly, user can navigate directly to the material master data from here. This integration with the backend ERP really provides a huge benefit. As a product manager from an OEM manufacturer, they can leverage the visualization to quickly obtain the product lifecycle insights, and they can make some key business decision in a timely manner. Now let's switch to a different persona. Imagine if you are production engineer, and you will be more interested to know the lead time for different components. Again, you click on this donut chart, you see the different lead time for various components. The red color indicate there are two components, materials for the EVO valve, which are long lead item. They have lead time over 15 days. As a production engineer, you might want to consider to stock excessive materials for these two items, just in case there is a shortage in supply. Again, it's about being able to quickly access the backend information through a single GUID and display that in a template that's meant for a specific persona. So this is the first demo I want to show you. The second demo is visual navigation. Now imagine if you are an asset operator and you wanted to visually represent some of the legacy equipment in your facility, which you don't have the 3D models, then the 2D photos and 360 panoramic images is a great way to manage this, as it allows the asset operator to define the real-world asset and equipment. In this case, it's a substation. The asset operator can use the visualization to virtually work through the substation and quickly locate and identify the key assets and understand the operational environment for those assets. You see there are different types of markers that can be used to create the navigation. For instance, this is a function location marker, which would bring all the properties of this function location from Asset Intelligence Network in this case. The user can also attach a link to a specific visualization that relates to this functional location. In this case, It's a single line diagram of this substation site. User can also see various locations that can be navigated into through this user interface. Let's say user wants to see the operational status of transformer at substation 3. Again, click the equipment marker, which show the properties of this transformer, and the user can directly jump into the asset intelligence network from here without need to open a separate tab and log on to the asset intelligence network. The last feature I want to quickly show you today is a new feature that has been developed in the recent release. So basically, it's about visualization sharing. As you see here, the user has the option to create a QR code for a specific visualization with a viewer template. And this makes the visualization sharing between EPD user much easier. With this, that concludes my demo today. And I will now hand back to Ismail.
Fantastic. Nick, thank you so much for sharing these scenarios we enable with visualization in SAP Enterprise Product Development. As you can see, EPD is designed to tightly integrate with other data sources. Nick showed you how it integrates with SAP S/4HANA. We showed you how it can integrate with other SAP solutions. And this basically will enable us to deliver a promise on enabling the visual digital thread across the extended enterprise. Another capability I want to talk today is about digital twins. Through the acquisition of FEDEM back in 2016, we created a digital twin platform where we enable our customers to connect IoT sensors to engineering simulation models for predictive maintenance scenarios. We also enabled the digital twins to integrate with SAP subscription billing. This integration with subscription billing will enable product OEMs to monetize, for example, digital twins by providing, for example, predictive services to asset operators. And this feature, this integration feature, will enable Eva, our Chief Digital Officer in this scenario, to also showcase these type of new innovations and business models and drive digital service revenues as part of mandate she has as a Chief Digital Officer.